Hello, my name is Mindy McWilliams. Along with Kim Heisman-Labreski, James Olson, and other colleagues at Georgetown University's Center for New Designs in Learning and Scholarship, we've been exploring the potential of Ignatian pedagogy to serve as a framework for online course design with a focus on social justice. We started this work pre-pandemic in 2019. As online learning permeated higher education over the last year, along with the rise in prominence of structural injustice and inequality, this framework has become an even more important tool in creating engaging and socially engaged courses for our students. My colleagues will illustrate how they have used the Ignatian pedagogical elements of context, experience, reflection, action, and evaluation to create situated, reflective, and socially engaged online courses that empower students to take informed, self-aware, and just action in the world.
I'm Kim Heisman-Labreski, and I have been teaching variations of a course on gender, immigration, and social justice for over 20 years. While the readings and larger context of immigration have changed over time, the one constant was a semester-long project where students interviewed someone about their immigration experience, researched their interviewee's country of origin and immigration history, and told their interviewee's story by locating it within the larger social, political, and historical contexts. Before the pandemic, students did this by creating a podcast. During the pandemic, I decided to scrap the assignment for a few reasons. I wouldn't be able to provide the hands-on instruction about the tools students needed to create the podcast. The library resources and equipment would not be available, and I did not want to require students to do yet another assignment, this one involving interviewing another person over Zoom. This provided me with an opportunity to redesign the course to be more deeply and explicitly grounded in Ignatian pedagogy. The redesigned course had 5 parts: foundations and frameworks, historical background, contemporary immigration issues, telling immigrant stories, and taking a stand. In the first part, I covered how this course is grounded in the principles of Ignatian pedagogy and social justice, and how these principles would be infused throughout the 5 assignments. The first assignment was a sociological autobiography where students contextualized and reflected about their own immigration histories and experiences. Next was an annotated bibliography where students selected an immigration memoir and researched the narrator's country of origin and immigration history. Throughout the course, students had opportunities to engage in action and reflection by attending and participating in community events such as immigration film festivals and conferences. For the sociological biography, students went beyond their memoir by using their annotated bibliography to locate the narrator's story and experiences within the larger context. In the final project, which incorporated all 5 elements of Ignatian pedagogy, students took a stand on an immigration issue they felt passionate about and created something to share with the class. Students' projects included videos, podcasts, art, poetry, and op-ed pieces.
I used Ignatian pedagogy as a tool for translating my Introduction to Ethics course into an online class, which allowed me to deepen student engagement. Critical to doing this was the Ignatian emphasis on context. I selected specific issues and movements from campus life as the focus for each course module. As represented in the bottom right collage, the different areas of focus included authenticity, slavery, memory, and reconciliation, climate change, responsibility and solidarity, capabilities and flourishing, and our common life at Georgetown. The common Georgetown context was particularly important since students in the online version of the class were literally scattered across the globe. The online version of the course greatly enriched the discussion as the animating issues of campus life were compared and contrasted with how those same issues operated elsewhere and expanded students' understanding of what a Georgetown issue was. Also illustrated here, the Ignatian strategy of combining reflection, action, and evaluation was critical to the design of the course. Students wrote reflective metacognitive essays about how they typically decide what the morally correct thing to do is, particularly when things are complicated or they feel unsure. They acted by either observing or taking part in an activist meeting or event related to one of the course topics. In addition, they were required to interview activists on questions related to course content. These experiences and interviews were then fodder for further analysis as students evaluated the efforts of both activists and themselves. synthesizing these efforts with the moral theories, principles, and frameworks studied in the class. This process of structuring students' engagement with course content by combining reflection, action, and evaluation was repeated in each module.
Going forward, as we all transition from teaching virtually to once again being with students face-to-face, we hope you will consider using the elements of Ignatian pedagogy to design engaging and socially engaged courses for your students.